Hey, it's Liam Slater from PPW, and I'm going to talk you through how to lock up. So what is a lockup? The lockup is the primary basis for pretty much all our pro wrestling matches. Some people might refer to it as a collar and elbow tie-up. Some people might refer to it as a referee's hold. But in essence, it's how we start a pro wrestling contest. Now, in a modern era, we might see pro wrestling start with strikes, punches, run spots, etc., etc. But for the most part, we're going to start out with a real classic lockup. There's a couple of main factors that come into the lockup. One is about the space and where we might lock up. Now, this isn't a hard and fast rule, but 9 times out of 10, I would like people locking up in the center of the ring. The main reason being is that visually, this is the nicest place to be. It means that every side that we're working to gets an equal vision, and also it's an equal point in the center, a neutral place for a lockup to take place. Then we come down to ground. Ideally, as we're stepping into the lockup, the left foot is coming forward. Similar to the rolling stuff that I was talking about in a previous video, left foot forward. So our fighting stance position replicates into a lockup position. Then if I come up the body and into my arms, my left arm goes to the back of the neck and my right hand goes to their elbow. A collar and elbow tie-up. From that position there, as we get the lockup, we want to be up and tall so our face is visual so people can see our emotion in there. When it comes to pro wrestling, there needs to be a balance of pro wrestling drama and pro wrestling realism. We want the drama and the performance art side to be visual. We need the realism to feel like there is a contest that is happening in front of us. When it comes to the lockup, there's a couple of factors about noise that are important. Making a noise on an impact, making a noise verbally, and making a noise through the canvas with our feet. Not saying that you have to do all of those points, but some of those points take us from a dull lockup to a loud lockup. Yep, and I'm into position. Now here, a couple of things that I'm going to tell you to avoid. Don't have your hand open, and with the hand that's here, don't go under, we go on top. So, HMD here, several hours into his training, he's very new. I'm going to talk him through what this lockup looks like. So, we are going to meet in the center, and when we meet, we are in essence going to mirror, well, we're going to do the same thing, not a mirror because then you'd hit my hand and I don't want you to do that. But we're going to go left hand to the back of the neck, right hand to the bicep, and the left foot steps forward at the same time, at the same pace, in the same position. We come forward and we find our lockup. Bam, and we're here. So if you notice here, I've got the back of the neck hooked into place. So from a realism element, if Hardman Dan, HMD, wanted to move his head, he can't because I've got a hold of it. Now, if my hand was open on the back and now he moved his head, he can now begin to move out. What fantastic wrestling from HMD, who's only done 4 hours in a ring. If I am here underneath or grabbing to here, I have no hook point that's in place. So if HMD wanted, he could lift his hand up and it's out of the way. Whereas if he could, and just punch me in the gut, wow, what a fair fight that is. Whereas if we come back to this and I have this linked in, if he tries to pull his hand away, he can't. So this is element of realism and pro wrestling. A couple of factors that I see go wrong on a technical side of things. The wrong foot is forward, which then gets our feet muddled up. Upper body wise, when we come into a lockup, it either needs to be forward or it needs to be up and down. If you swim your arms out, they will get caught and you just won't find your lockup position. Now, we come to our lockup and we are in position. We are not just going to stand in the middle of the ring locked up, because this is boring. So we're going to create some movement. Now, the main thing that I want us to think about here is our feet. I do not want us to cross our feet, because if I start to move down off to a side and he crosses his feet, he's falling over and looks like an incompetent baboon, which is what we're trying not to have him do. Come back over this way, incompetent baboon. So instead of this, we're going to try and keep his feet square and not crossed as we move around. We can go forward and backwards, and we can sidestep in essence. So we come to our lockup with full intent behind it. Yep. Hey! And now we start to move. And we're through into here where we've got nice clean footwork moving around, and it's almost like we're dancing. HMD, have you ever danced with anybody? No, he hasn't. So here, as we're moving around, we can feel the pull and the push as we move in. We might get to ropes, which brings us to a clean break, or we might come back to the center. So if we're not going to continue with our lockup and we're going to come to a break point as we come in, bam, we get to the point where we make a break, and we're going to make it look like we're intentionally breaking as we throw stuff apart and we come to this point. For drama, pro wrestling drama. What are you acting for? Don't act, you stay there. So again, as we hit this break point and we have eye contact, this is the point where we want the audience to come in. But if we have a weak lockup, if there is no intent behind stuff, and then we just separate, there's no intent coming out of the audience. So that's the lockup. They're the components of the lockup, and that's what makes a good, solid lockup. When we have a firm foundation to start on, the rest of the match gets better. So why not take a couple of moments to work on your lockup? If you've got any questions about the lockup, drop us a comment. If you've liked this video, give us a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I've been Liam, this is PPW, and we'll see you next time. See you. Hey. Hey. And we're rolling around on the ropes. Whoa. Oh, hey. Here we go back to the center. Stop touching me.